say Kobe.
Come on, baby. Y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Kobe. That's me.
Hey guys, it's Cindy here, the LD Educator, and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while, and frankly, I hate the reason why I am back now, but like you, I have kind of been taken aback by the passing of Kobe Bryant. And so as a teacher, as a mom, as just a human living this human experience, I wanted to just kind of come on today and share with you 5 things or 5 lessons I feel that we can learn from Kobe Bryant. Whether you are a parent or a teacher, or if you are just, some young person, I really just kind of sat and analyzed why this impacted me so much, because Kobe Bryant I was not a fan of Kobe Bryant. I mean, I didn't hate him, but I just wasn't on that wagon. And so if you would have told me that I would have been impacted by his passing this way, I would have been a bit surprised. And so as I kind of reflected on like, hey, why did this hit you so hard? I realized that, although I didn't necessarily follow Kobe Bryant, that there were some things about his life that permeated his life that just kind of commanded respect. So I wanted to go over just 5 different lessons that I think that we can all draw from him to actually make our own lives better. In addition, though, before I get into that, let me also share this, that as teachers, I hope we have allowed our children the space to kind of process this and not just kind of whitewash over it, because it has caused such a huge impact. We definitely want to make sure that we're giving our students the space to grieve. As you can see at the beginning of our video, one of our brain breaks today was playing basketball or basketball in the name of Kobe. So we hit those baskets and we were like, Kobe. On Monday, we actually had some closed reading on an article about his life and kind of answered some questions. So make sure you give your kiddos an opportunity to kind of just express their feelings and so forth. So let's go ahead on and jump into the 5 different lessons that I feel that we all can learn from Kobe Bryant. Number 1, Kobe Bryant was investing in his daughter's dream. Not only that, I heard the assistant coach husband kind of talk about how all of their paths crossed. And basically, her husband was working at the private school that Kobe's children attended, and she was his assistant on the basketball team. So Kobe friended them and they got to know each other. The teacher happened to be like a musician, so Kobe ended up hiring him to do some things on his children's podcast. And then eventually, once he started the Mamba Academy, he hired his wife to be an assistant coach specializing in defense. I thought how awesome that was. Like, once again, I didn't know all of this because I wasn't a Kobe fan, but after going through his own career, it was his mission to make his daughter's dream come true. And look to the extent he went to in order to create a space where she would be successful. So, that is the ultimate, whether you are a teacher or a parent. As a parent, it is our responsibility to help create an environment where our children can grow and where they will have the ability, hopefully, to be able to one day achieve their dreams. In addition, though, think about what he poured into the life of this teacher, as well as his wife, that caused that to change their life, right? And so it is just that was so heartwarming for me. And although I was just really, really numb the moment I heard about this, I cried my first tear Monday when I actually heard the assistant coach husband talk about his wife. Number 2, Kobe exemplified hard work. There's this thing that I always say: talent without hard work isn't good enough. I don't think anyone can argue with the fact that Kobe was a talented person. And oftentimes you see people who are talented, who have all of this natural ability, and they don't have a work ethic to go with that. Well, I don't think anyone on the planet would accuse Kobe as being lazy. And man, as much natural a talent that he had, you would have thought that he didn't have any, because he worked hard all the time, and he didn't hold people to a standard that he didn't first meet himself. And so once again, what an awesome example. What an awesome example for our students. That's the one thing that I try to impress upon my students all the time. It's not just about an A, it's about how hard did you work for that A. Well, you know what? You got to see, if you worked hard for that, then I am just as proud of that C as I would be an A. Man, Kobe was a hard worker, and we can all learn from him. So Kobe was okay with being the villain as well as the hero. And now that I think about it, you either love Kobe or you did not like Kobe. But you know what? He cared less. He could have cared less what people thought about him. And of course, there was lots of judgment, and some of it he brought on upon himself, right? But you know what? This young man would always pick himself back up, and he lived his life without any apologies. And so I think that's another lesson that we can learn from him. You're not going to be liked by everybody. And, often, you shouldn't even always try. You shouldn't go out of your way to be a jerk. But at the end of the day, people are going to form their opinions. And sometimes they may not be favorable, but it can impact you. It can impact who you are and what you've been placed on this earth to do. And Kobe was just like, if you're with me, you with me. If you're not, peace. Number 4, Kobe believed in himself. And this might be one of the reasons why I didn't care for him. He might have believed in himself a little bit too much. No, there's no such thing. But Kobe, for better or worse, he believed in himself. And he believed he wanted to be the best player. He believed he was the best player, and he did what he needed to do to be the best player. Imagine if all of us would believe in ourselves so much that we poured our everything into whatever it is that we wanted to be. Man. And last but not least, he was just human. But more than anything, I've been watching all of these sports shows over the past 2 days, and one of the themes I saw was where he may have had relationships that were broken for whatever reason, but even all of those people were like, you know what, he made it right. So I think the last and final lesson that we can learn from Kobe is not having too much pride that we don't mend broken relationships. And so I am so happy to have learned that about him, that those relationships, even from Shaq, obviously, maybe even, his wife, there was a news reporter who said that he had a period of over a year that he and Kobe wasn't talking, and he was saying, just even reiterating the fact that even with Shaq, how he was able to mend those relationships. And I just hope and pray that he knew a higher power, and I pray that both he and his daughter rest well. Let's hear a little bit from Kobe.
Hello, everyone. I'm so sorry I can't be with you tonight. However, I couldn't completely miss the chance to take a moment to share some thoughts with all of you. The lesson I cherish the most is how important it is to love what you do. If you love what you do and it's making you happy, all the hard work and perseverance will pay off. I once had a guidance counselor tell me that I shouldn't play basketball, that it would never amount to anything for me. His negativity towards me made me stronger. You can't stop people from trying to limit your dreams, but you can stop it from becoming a reality. Your dreams are up to you. I encourage you to always be curious, always seek out things you love, and always work hard once you find it. So with that, I'll let you carry on with your evening. Please know I'm thinking of you, supporting you, and encouraging you always. Peace.
Rest in peace, Mamba. And thank you for watching. And in the words of Kobe Bryant, I encourage you to always be curious, always seek out those things that you love, and always work hard once you find it. Peace out.
Kobe! Let me see, I'm ripping Megan Thee Stallion out. Kobe!